right, y'all, we are back and we are doing our Mr. and Mrs. for the month of September. And we're just going to open it up and just see where it goes. We're not even going to pay attention to dates or anything like that. We're just going to open it up and see what is going to be said for today. And this is going to be for Monday, our first week. All right, let me turn that off. Okay. I hate the glare, so all right. Let me see if this helps. Nope, we still got a glare. All right, it says a faithful father. And it says, wait a minute. I can't see with the glare. I really can't. Awake, Lord, why do you sleep? Rouse yourself. Do not reject us forever. Why do you hide your face and forget our misery and oppression? Psalm 44, 23 through 24. When our problems go on and on with no relief in sight, we can feel forgotten. We're backed into a corner with no one on our side. The stress and hurt are compounded by our loneliness. We feel angry. How could God leave us when we need Him the most? Today, remember God's promise. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber nor sleep. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. You're never alone or forgotten. Nothing you face is too small or difficult for God to handle, and He's with you all the time. Despite your fears and emotions, He's always faithful. Pray together today for strength to believe. Give Him your problems to carry and tell Him you're discouraged. Call on Him to protect you and meet your needs, and find peace as you trust Him and Him to watch over you. Okay, this has got to lock in. I am having some serious issues here. Don't know if you guys can tell or not, but I like how this says pray together. How many of you couples actually do pray together? You know, when you two come together and pray, you chase off a lot from the enemy because you two are powerful together. You're strong together. I know couples who don't pray together because they can't come together because they're in two different worlds. Like when one is ready to pray, the other one isn't, or they just can't get in sync together. And it's so much of a hassle for them to just come together to even sit at the dinner table, let alone come together to pray. You know, it is something that has to be a priority in your marriage, is being able to pray together. And as difficult as it can be, it has to be something that you have to work out. One of you may pray long. One of you may pray short. One of you may want to get in deep and feel it. And the other one is like, I don't need to feel all this. Let's just say what we need to say. I got to do this. And that is kind of like an unequally yoked type situation, because the one thing that you should want to do is come together before the Lord, because He's the one that holds your marriage together. He's the glue that holds your marriage together. And even if it's not an issue of holding marriage together, if it's an individual struggle, there is nothing more precious than to have your spouse pray for you, to have your spouse sincerely and reverently pray for you. Because your spouse is supposed to be the one that wants the best for you in every angle, in every situation, every category, every nook and cranny of your being. Your spouse wants you to be thriving and moving forward, because everything that you do affects your spouse and vice versa. So if anybody should be in your corner, it has to be your spouse. And praying together, praying for one another, together individually, is one of the most powerful things that you can do. And I highly recommend it. It may be a struggle. Pray for God to help you all to come together, to meet each other halfway. And before you know it, you'll find that it becomes easier and easier to do. And just start little by little. It don't have to be every single day. Starting out, it can be once a week. It can be twice a week. It can start out with a 5-minute prayer, as long as it is sincere, as long as it is on point. That is all that matters. Learn to come together. If you're angry at one another and you haven't resolved it, say, hey, let's sit down, let's talk about this, and then let's resolve it. Let's come to a truce. Let's come to a place of peace, a temporary ceasefire. And let's just take a moment to pray. Let's just put our differences aside and let's come together and pray for each other as individuals and for our marriage. So I'm loving this one, y'all. I'm really, really loving this one. A faithful father. God is faithful and he is just. And no matter what you're going through as an individual or as a couple, or as an individual that you're going through something and it affects your spouse, whatever the case may be, take it to the Lord in prayer. Come together strong and make that thing happen. So take that with you. This is your word for the week, the first week of September, to remember to come together to pray, even if it's just to say the Lord's Prayer starting out, even if it's just Psalm 91, Psalm 51, at least it's a start. It's something. So on that note, y'all, I will see you, God willing, in the next video. Bye for now.